Hey guys, so I shaved my head and it is amazing. I feel amazing. So I did take a video, however, it was on Facebook Live and I'm trying to figure out if there's a way I can put it onto here, but right now I haven't really figured that out. But if you want to see the video, my Facebook is, or the video at least, is on a public setting, so literally anyone can see it. Um, I've been trying to sit down and make this video. I really haven't had time to slow down and actually make it, so I'm making it now, kind of a week later. But anyway, the event I was with, it was just a beautiful, beautiful event. There's no other. It was breathtaking, and it left me speechless. There was so much beauty, so much strength, and so much bravery in one room, and there were so many kick-ass people that I was spending my time with. And like, I was only there for a couple hours because I came straight from work. But in that, like, I met a couple of, like, two beautiful children that it just, meeting them, they just had so much happiness in their life. And it just makes you realize what you take for granted on a daily basis. And they truly, truly changed my outlook on life, and it was just a small moment of time, and it really did play a significant part in me changing. But I did want to sit down and talk about why I chose to shave my head on a personal level. Everybody knows, or like, at least if you've watched previous videos, that I made a promise to my friends that if I didn't meet Ellen by the time I turned 18, I'd shave my head. And I turned 18, didn't meet Ellen. So I shaved my head, kind of to honor a commitment. That's how I found St. Baldrick's. But on a more personal level, there are a lot of small reasons why I decided to shave my head, and it was very personal, and I really haven't gotten into that with a lot of people just in general. So the first things first, I have a problem with beauty standards. I really don't like them. I think they are made to make one or a couple of people feel better, and they're not an accurate representation of what beauty is. Like, in our society, we have these standards that we are supposed to, like, follow, and that's how you are beautiful, but it's not. Variety is beautiful. Differences are beautiful, and it's kind of time that we celebrate the differences in people rather than put them down for it. Because at the end of the day, no one person is, yes, it's a snowflake thing. I guess we're all different. There's no one person that looks exactly the same. Even identical twins don't look exactly the same. They look very similar, but they're not the same. And I'm kind of over just being told that there are ways that you're supposed to look, because there aren't. There are 7.5 billion different people in the entire world. That means that there are 7.5 billion definitions of beauty. Yes, there is a Webster dictionary definition of beauty, but that isn't the actual living proof that beauty exists. Like, you are, I am, everyone around me is the definition of beauty, and it's time that we just kind of stop thinking about these beauty standards and these social norms, and we start thinking about ourselves, because beauty is a very internal thing. And I think St. Baldrick's really helps with, just in general, helps people realize how much beauty is in the world. Because at my event, there were 131 people willing to shave their heads, which I'll get into a little later, which is kind of a big deal, but I'll get into that later. There were 131 people that were willing to shave their heads, and I think that's amazing. That's crazy. And there were 1,000 people celebrating with us that we were willing to do that. Because some people just don't have the choice. It's just something that they lose their hair because of cancer treatments, or they lose it for alopecia. Like, it's just, it shouldn't be, hair should not be as big of a deal as it is. Which kind of leads me on to my next point. For me, on a very internal level, hair has stressed me out. It has never been something that I like doing. Hair has always been like a convenience thing. I like ponytails. I actually had like a nervous habit of like whipping my ponytail when I got nervous or anxious or anything, which like wasn't that great for me. Like, cause I mean, it wasn't like I was just like that. It was like a really hard whip. But like I'm a performer, so like when I would go out and my makeup would look amazing, and like I would feel amazing, and then my hair just wouldn't look the way I wanted, and it would just ruin my night, and it just caused me so much stress. So like on a personal level, I did not like how much control my hair had over my feelings. So shaving my head kind of has let me take notice of what I love about myself, because I do acknowledge what I love about myself, and one of my main things is I love my smile. I love it. And now that I don't have to worry about doing my hair every morning, I can look in the mirror and I can see my smile, and I can appreciate it, that it's present, because there was a time when it was just hard to love looking at my smile. It was something that I just didn't like looking at, but I don't know. I love my smile. I don't know. It's silly, but I see my entire life in my smile, and I like acknowledging that it's there. And now I can do that because I don't have my hair holding me back, which is another thing. Like, I have gotten a lot of different reactions from me shaving my head. A lot of them were positive, don't get me wrong, because again, it is viewed as a big deal that I shaved my head, when in reality, it was a haircut. That's all I can say. It was just, I guess it was a Jurassic haircut, obviously, because my hair was down here and now it's up to here. But it's viewed as a really big deal, and I've gotten very positive comments, and I've gotten a couple negative, just out of ignorance and out of not understanding. And again, it kind of leads me back to my first point, where we need to start celebrating the differences, and we need to start loving everybody for their unique little quirks. I can name 1,000 quirks that I have that I just kind of live up, and I appreciate that I have them. And it's just time to move on from the social stigmas and the norms that we live by that motivate us so much, because we're in a very beauty standard motivated society, and it's kind of time to like just throw that away and celebrate yourself for being you, because you are the most beautiful thing that is present. You should be the most beautiful thing that you see each day, just as everybody else should view that in the same way. But yeah, I wanted to sit down on a personal level and just kind of explain why I shaved my head, because I think that's important to also understanding me and understanding why I love St. Baldrick's, because St. Baldrick's is a celebration of everything that is so important to me. And thank you so much for watching this video. It was kind of longer than I expected it to be, but again, I thought it was necessary. I hope that you guys have a fabulous week. Hope it's not too stressful, because like I know it's like the middle of the year, so it's getting a little crazy. And just remember that you are beautiful. Nobody should tell you otherwise, and start celebrating the differences that you have amongst your friends, and life will be so much easier. Have a great week.